So today we've got a 2012 Ford Fiesta 1.2 Zetec engine, petrol, with roughly 65,000 miles on the clock. So as part of the full service on this car, I'm going to be removing the rear wheels and drums and giving the back brakes a bit of a clean out and adjust up. So a good tip before your customer leaves you, always ask them where to find the locking wheel nut key. People do hide it in all different areas, different places in the car, and you can spend ages trying to find the thing. Just want to crack these loose. You can damage them locking wheel nut keys quite easily with an impact gun if you're not careful. Okay, I'll do the same on the other side. Then we'll get it up and take the wheel off. Make sure you're ready to catch the wheel. Sometimes they can fall off quite easily, and other times they'll be seized on there and you need a big bar to break things loose. That one come off easy. So as you can see, this drum has got two little bolts, grub screws in there, and it's got a threaded hole there to help you get the drum off, which I'll show you in a second. I'm going to give these a hit with a hammer. To shock any rust loose. Hopefully they'll come undone. Yeah, I mean you could put the handbrake on if you haven't got a gun or anything, you're doing it by hand. Which is what I might have to do for that one. I'll just give that another tap. Ah, there you go. So that drum's actually loose, but if it's stuck, you can put a bolt in there. Obviously you'll need the handbrake off for this part. You can see that pushes the drum off. There we go. Bit of dust in there, so I just always drop them on the floor, get the dust out. So with the drum off, you can see here we've got the wheel cylinder, hydraulic. We should be able to push both ends in and they'll come back out slowly. Yeah, that's fine, that's not seized. Your brake shoes, which this is the metal backing, that's your lining there. Although that doesn't look like much, they're actually quite good. They don't look that worn at all. They're the same all the way around. And you've got an adjuster wheel here, which when you look at it, you can see each of those little notches is chamfered. So when you turn it, it will go around this way and click underneath here, and this stops it from going backwards and de-adjusting. So this one will need to be turned downwards to adjust it up. But before I do that, I'm going to give this a blast off with some brake cleaner, just to get rid of all the dust. Probably should put something on the floor, but it does evaporate very quickly. And I'm just going to click this round a couple of notches, and that'll do, I think, just to lengthen this rod and pushes the shoes out fractionally. So that's adjusted them up, and as you can see, that's dry already. So we go ahead, remember to line up your holes for the grub screws or the bolts. Let's see if we can get this back on. Great. You can hear the shoes just skimming on the disc, the drum rather, which is a good place to be. That's your handbrake cable there. So when you pull up your handbrake, it pulls there, pulls an arm on the shoe and pushes your shoes out. So I'll go ahead and put these bolts back in. That's fine. So something I forgot to mention on the other side, you can just flip these rubber seals off to check for any fluid in here, to see if there's any leaks. They're both dry. Sometimes you get a little bit of grease in there, but when they start leaking, you pull that back and fluid will trickle out. They're a relatively straightforward job to change. I think this has just got one bolt fixing on the back and a brake pipe. Right, so before I put the wheel on, I'm just going to give this a quick dust off with a wire brush. Just want to make sure there's no debris on there really that can get trapped between the wheel and the drum. Right, I'll go ahead and do exactly the same on the other side, and then we'll drop it down and check the wheel nuts. As with all fittings on a car, fixings, you'll be able to look up a tightening torque. But, you just got to be sensible really, nip it up, but don't overdo it. That's it. And as always, when working on a braking system, before you drive the car anywhere, just get in and make sure you've got a decent brake pedal and your handbrake feels good. Then all that's left to do is give this one a run around the block and make sure everything works as it should do. Thanks for watching. If you find our videos helpful, please hit like and subscribe to help us out. Nice one.